Half of all heart attack patients have perfectly normal cholesterol. Everything you have been told about arterial plaque is a dangerous half-truth. It is not an aging inevitability. It is structural corrosion. You feel it as that heavy, sluggish fatigue in your chest and brain every afternoon. You force down dry, low-fat meals. You track your numbers. You wait for the afternoon fog to clear. It does not clear. Your body is trying to warn you. Your cholesterol is not the problem. Something else is destroying your arterial pipelines. Dr. Megan Foster knows exactly what it is. She is a vascular surgeon with 24 years of operating room experience. She does not just read spreadsheets. She physically cuts into diseased human arteries. She holds them. She feels the calcification. She sees the biological reality with her own eyes. And what she discovered contradicts every textbook in modern medicine. The plaque killing your heart is not caused by cholesterol floating in your blood. There is a specific, 3-part biological combination that acts like a cellular sealant. It repairs the microscopic damage before the plaque can ever form. We will break down her exact surgical plate protocol in a moment. But to understand how this sealant works, you have to look inside your vessels. If cholesterol is the ultimate enemy, why are the waiting rooms filled with people whose blood work is technically perfect? The answer lies in the structural foundation. Mainstream medicine is obsessed with lowering total cholesterol. They focus on the sludge. They ignore the pipes. But if your perfectly normal cholesterol is not what is clogging your heart, what is the invisible force causing the rust? It is endothelial inflammation and LDL oxidation. Consider the lining of your blood vessels. It is not just a biological tube. It is a highly engineered hydraulic system. The inner wall, the endothelium, is coated in biological Teflon. When it is intact, nothing sticks. Blood flows without friction. Oxygen delivers instantly. But modern diets introduce corrosive agents. They strip the Teflon coating. The damage happens at a microscopic level. It is internal rusting. Structural cracks form in the foundation of the artery wall. This is where the medical deception begins. Cholesterol is merely a bystander. It is a basic repair molecule deployed by the liver. But when it hits a cracked, rusted arterial wall, it gets trapped inside the fissure. It oxidizes. It rots. The immune system attacks it. It hardens. Like concrete setting inside a rusted pipe. That is your plaque. Dr. Foster saw this pattern in thousands of patients. They were on statins. They ate boiled chicken. But their arteries still shattered like glass under the scalpel. Standard medications fail because they only reduce the bystander. They clear the floating sludge, but they leave the structural cracks wide open. Millions of people are desperately trying to fix this damage. But they unknowingly combine 2 common foods on their dinner plate. This combination acts like pouring gasoline directly onto an open flame. It weaponizes their healthy food. Pause for a second. Think about your last healthy meal. Did it include a low-fat dressing full of hidden sugar? Did you eat a piece of fish with a large side of refined starch? Total cholesterol is effectively useless as a diagnostic tool. But there is one simple ratio on your standard blood panel that reveals your true risk of structural collapse. Your doctor likely ignores it. The medical system treats the sludge, but leaves the cracks wide open. But a 24-year surgeon discovered that sealing those cracks only takes 3 specific compounds, eaten at the exact same time. This is Dr. Foster and Oppo's synergistic arterial support protocol. It requires 3 components working simultaneously. The first is the structural sealant, omega-3 fatty acids, found in high concentrations in marine lipids. It physically patches the endothelial cracks. It incorporates into the cell membrane. It stops the inflammation cascade cold. The second is the chemical filter, fiber. It forms a shield against oxidation in the bloodstream. It prevents the trapped LDL from turning into concrete. The third is the high-grade lubricant, polyphenol. These trigger the immediate release of nitric oxide. They act as a pressure valve, instantly dilating the rusted pipes and lowering the hydraulic strain. The execution protocol is precise. 4 to 6 ounces of omega-3 rich fatty fish, paired with dense, low glycemic fiber and polyphenol heavy greens. You must consume this as the final meal of the day. Finish it at least 3 hours before sleep. To catalyze the polyphenol absorption, season the meal heavily with turmeric, black pepper, and lemon juice. The piperine in the black pepper acts as an ignition switch for the turmeric. It increases absorption exponentially. These 3 elements must enter your digestive window together to trigger the synergistic repair response. Within 14 days. That is how fast a damaged endothelium can begin regenerating its non-stick coating when exposed to this exact chemical payload. This 3-part protocol will rebuild the lining of your vessels. But it will be completely destroyed if you make one disastrous, everyday plating mistake. You cannot mix structural fats with refined carbohydrates. This is the gasoline pairing. When you combine olive oil or fatty fish with white bread, pasta, or sugary sauces, you create a biological catastrophe. The refined starch violently spikes your insulin. It glycates your blood. It acts as a highly reactive acid, forcing the healthy fats to oxidize instantly. You destroy the protective lining before the sealant can even deploy. To ensure the sealant cures properly, you must activate the nitric oxide flush. Immediately after this evening meal, you walk. 10 minutes. Gentle pacing. This acts as a mechanical pressure valve. The kinetic movement of your muscles forces your endothelium to secrete nitric oxide. It flushes the residual glucose. It relaxes the arterial lining. This protocol changes the only metric that matters: your triglyceride to HDL ratio. This is the true gauge of engine sludge and insulin resistance. Total cholesterol is a distraction. You must aim for a ratio under 2.0. Ideally, closer to 1.0. That is the mathematical signature of a clean hydraulic system. You do not need expensive, wild-caught Western salmon or imported quinoa to achieve this. The biology does not care about marketing. Sardines, mackerel, anchovies, paired with local millet or buckwheat. They possess the identical density of structural omega-3s and rust-clearing fiber. They deliver the exact same chemical payload at a fraction of the cost. But there is a secondary threat hiding in this repair process. If you eat this meal too close to sleep, your body diverts energy from cellular repair to basic digestion. The rust continues to spread while you dream. Once you stop pouring acid on the structural foundation and start applying the biological sealant, your body begins a miraculous process of reversing the clock. Imagine your anatomy 7 days from now. The heavy, sluggish fatigue lifts. The engine stops overheating. You walk up a flight of stairs and feel zero tightness in your chest. Your internal pipelines are slick. They are flexible. They are completely sealed against the corrosive elements of the modern diet. You have spent years worrying about a number on a blood test. You have starved yourself of the exact structural fats your body was begging for. You do not have to live in fear of your own heart anymore. You have the blueprint. Half of all heart attack patients have perfectly normal cholesterol. You do not have to be one of the confused. You are no longer in the dark. Your arteries are listening. Your biological engine is waiting for the structural sealant. Your arteries are not destined to clog with age. They are a dynamic, living ecosystem. They simply need the right raw materials to perform their own structural maintenance. Disease is not a biological error. It is an environmental poisoning. You now know how to seal the cracks. But there is one specific kitchen staple that forces your blood sugar to plummet before a meal even begins. It prevents the structural rust entirely. If you want to know the exact dosage of this acidic compound, click the protocol on your screen right now.